Hey, what's up, agents? How's everybody doing? I just wanted to do a quick follow-up on the Eclipse Protocol gear set. Not on the gear set itself. That build is still pretty much the same thing. In fact, it's linked right up above there, and it's down in the description down below. But I quickly wanted to go over the two exotic choices. We'll talk first about the Imperial Dynasty, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the Vial, which the Vial you get in your seasonal quest. I believe it's level 90 reward. Yeah, Vial Mask will be at level 90. So any guys that aren't there yet, you'll have it. Basically, what we're trying to do is take advantage of the Eclipse Protocol gear set, which spreads the status effects upon kill. And so that can spread the burn. Let's quickly look at the Imperial Dynasty. And what's the main thing we're looking at here? Dragon's Glare. While in combat, applies burn to the enemy closest to you within 20 meters with a cooldown of 35 seconds. So what are the pros of running with the Imperial Dynasty? Well, it's easy to proc. You basically have to run up at the enemies. Sometimes you do have to ADS, aim down sights at them to get it to proc. A lot of times they'll just catch on fire themselves. It procs with the Eclipse Protocol. When somebody dies with the burning from the Dragon's Glare, that will spread to all the other enemies around. The burn effect staggers enemies, so you can use that to your advantage. And it does have a decent range with 20 meters. The best two parts about it, though, is that one is it does synergize and it works with Creeping Death. So, as long as Creeping Death is not on cooldown, when you run up to the enemies and apply Dragon's Glare, Creeping Death will apply it to all enemies within the 8 meters of your closest target. So what are the negatives of the Dragon's Glare? Well, there's only two real negatives that I see, other than the fact that it takes up an exotic slot, you can't use something else. So the first one is you can proc it unintentionally by getting too close to an enemy, not realizing it. Sometimes I have issues where I try to target a specific enemy to spread Creeping Death with the maximum effect. Yet another enemy will wander near me. I'll catch them on fire. And so that's just circumstantial. And the other one is the cooldown. At 35 seconds, it is a fairly long cooldown. But it's one you get used to. And running a status effect build, you'll have other status effects going on. So this is just icing on the cake. Overall, I really like the Imperial Dynasty. Now, if I take the same build, switch out the Imperial Dynasty with just the standard Eclipse Protocol holster, we swap on our Vial. Let's talk about this bad boy. Toxic Delivery. Status effects also apply a debuff that does damage over time for 10 seconds. The total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and is increased by your status effect attributes. We'll note, our concussion grenade does 1.4 million damage if we round it down just a bit. We'll get into those damage numbers in a moment here. Let's quickly talk about the pros and the cons of using the Vial. The pros is there is no cooldown to the Vial. When you apply a status effect, it automatically gives this debuff at the same time. The other cool thing is if you're using the trauma chest piece, which causes blind or bleed, that also will deliver this debuff as well. Alright, so what are the cons to using the Vial? Well, real simple. Since the Toxic Delivery is considered a debuff and not an actual status effect, Creeping Death does not spread it to other enemies, and it does not spread from the Eclipse Protocol benefits. So when the enemy dies with Toxic Delivery on him, it does not automatically spread that to everybody else. Now the downside is applying a new status effect to somebody with Toxic Delivery does not refresh the timer. So that's unfortunate as well. Another quick thing to note, if you are going to use the Vial, to max effect, you actually would not want to use the GL piece. By losing this GL, the Golan, you lose 10% status effects, which drops you from 85% status effects to 75%. However, if you drop that 10% there, you could then run a I'm not sure if I have exactly what we're looking for, but you would basically want to run a China Light. Oh, there we go. China Light with Creeping Death. I would run this bad boy right here. In fact, watch this. Let's go ahead and do this just to show you guys. Go the Creeping Death there with the Vial. Notice our concussion grenade damage goes up significantly now. Alright, so I'm just going to try to shock them because that should get everything going. And yeah, so here we go. This should give us some numbers right here. You guys see? Oh, I missed that. Alright, and here's basically how this fucker will work, right? We'll just step in here like this, do this. Oh, he's gonna smoke me, isn't he? I'll just let them bleed for a minute. To refresh that. There we go. See, and that just Pestilence just passes on. You gotta love it. Alright, so that's basically the max effect that I get from using the Vial with this build. Is simply going with the Vial, then using the China Light with the Creeping Death. And again, Creeping Death itself doesn't pass that debuff around. But if it passes a new status effect to an enemy without the, what's this called again? Without the toxic delivery, then it will apply that to it. Just to show you guys, when I'm running solo now, while I'm running the Imperial Dynasty, I decided instead of going with the Grudge for Vindictive to just go, I got this roll on this ACS here. So, yeah. I'll try to show you guys after the first dude is on fire, we get a couple ticks. I'll try to show you how quickly this will take shit down when it's burning. And that, of course, then spreads everything else around quick. Looks like we have some victims. That's going to be Black Tusk. Watch this. See? Put it out! Yeah. Now, overall, I think I find the Imperial Dynasty, to be the easier one to roll with. Just because look at this, I just roll up. That's one of the beautiful things about the shock trap, guys. I love shocking myself. And I'm gonna wait for the timer. See, that 35 seconds isn't too bad, right? I mean, it could be better, but it certainly could be worse. Alright, so now I'm to show you the Imperial Dynasty using the Pestilence as well. So basically, if I just get like this, get in a good spot, we just do one of these, do one of those.
Friendly control point detected.
Our Warhound is going to fuck me up in a second here. And then it wasn't. Yeah, buddies.
Have to stop them. They're coming. Moving up to position. Think they're gonna stop coming after me. I don't know what I did to make them so mad. I have to stop them. They're coming!
An agent needs assistance.
So ultimately, agents, trying to figure out what is right for you if you're running Eclipse protocol is exactly it. Do you want the ease and use and utility of the Imperial Dynasty? Or would you prefer the control of how you place your buffs and debuffs using the Vial? The Vial ultimately can do a bit more damage. It takes a bit more adaptive gameplay. You got to be on top of what enemy is getting what status effects when. If you want to maximize the damage of it, you can just treat it like it's just there, and it'll do essentially probably about the same amount of damage that you end up doing using the Imperial Dynasty if you don't actively play towards using the Vial. That being said, the Imperial Dynasty works great as it is a source of proactive aggression when you run up on the enemies, combining that with the Creeping Death to immediately set all the enemies on fire at the onset of a battle. Not to mention the defensive capabilities if you get snuck up on from behind and Dragon's Glare is not on cooldown. That could really save your butt. So I highly recommend you guys play with both of them. See which one you like better. It may be that you find one really fits your playstyle more than the other. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm interested to hear. Stay tuned, agents. Next build I'm going to be putting out is going to be revisiting the Stinker build using our Stinger Hive and our good old cluster mines. So this build, I just ran Legendary with it the other day. I will go ahead and release this build pretty soon and that Legendary run along with it. You agents, take it easy, be safe out there, and I'll see you all in the Dark Zone. What's up, guys? I just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you. I appreciate all the support I've been getting. If you guys feel like supporting my work, check out the subscribe star link down below. Lets me bring more content to you guys. You guys take it easy. Be safe out there.